Hey everybody, it's Seti the Wind Sage, and welcome back to Let's Play Kindred Spirits on the Roof. In the last episode, we did the cherry events for Amishima and Inamoto and saw just exactly the type of fight they had, and shit, we're kind of in a bad situation because if you couldn't tell, things didn't end well. Like if you couldn't just tell things just didn't end well, and things that sadly are only gonna be worse for a while. This is not a situation that's gonna resolve itself. I see us probably realistically being in October before this is over. Well, it depends on how the game paced, because April is technically just here to exist for these 3 cherry events. So I wonder if November's going to be the same way, and October is technically going to be the last main story month, but who knows. Anyway, in this episode we're going to be doing Koba and Aki's it's not Aki, is it? Adiu or something like that. I can't. It's been a few weeks, if you couldn't tell. Like, I had the, for the record, I had the footage I had the footage long before you guys saw it. I had the same footage for the cherry events of Umi and Sasa and Amishima and Inamoto. The same day I finished up the summer camp stuff, you know, the same episode where this CG comes from. It just took me forever figuring out how the hell I was going to censor that episode. But anyway, it's been a few weeks. So let's just finally get back into it. And it's funny that summer's ending kind of here. It's kind of like the summer, maybe not summer itself, but the summer arc is kind of ending here. When my summer's technically just pretty much kind of started not too long ago. It wouldn't be a stretch, no. Other than being forced, other than being forced, like seriously, this is the only reason you want to be here. I gotta say that Koba's yo really bothers me because it's just like I get she speaks in a bit of a slang, but it's just like she kind of speaks like abbreviated, but it's like though the THO version of though always just bugs the hell out of me. It's like most of the game, like, you know, while not completely formally speaks, usually spells out all of its words. So this kind of bothers me. It's her defining trait though, so I won't give her too much crap for it. Oh, let me read that. I have to say, I totally get where Koba's coming from. My own sleep schedule is kind of shit as well. Cut through in one stroke. I do get what Aki's saying though. It's just like you have priorities. You just got to make sure to use your time for those priorities and get things done as fast as you can. That way you don't have to worry about them too much. Something like that. I don't completely get what she's saying, but it's more so about her kind of view is a bit more about it's like for one thing, while she says she doesn't like being bound by time, she also doesn't necessarily see it as an obstacle, but more of a tool to help. And when you get something done, spare time is what you're looking forward to, because time is a very limited thing. I think when what Adiu says by Koba being fun, I have a feeling that probably what she's thinking or referring to is the fact that like these, like, no matter how you slice it, these two are extremely different, but not in a complete not in necessarily an opposite way. It's just, you know, they have a different view. They just kind of have a different view of the world. And the bread thing's actually a pretty good example. Adiu would probably have just thrown it away, but you know, Koba just ate it, and you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have. I'm pretty sure like there's people for each. Like for example, I would have just eaten it, and so they just think about things differently, and differences can be intriguing. So yeah, it's very much like, for one thing, their differences in like worldview and stuff like that wouldn't necessarily cause a divide between the two of them. It's more of their differences, how they both approach things is different, and to Adiu, it's an entertaining kind of difference. That's what she means by Copa being fun, I guess. I do think something interesting is the whole thing of like, I kind of like the way Koba thinks in terms of how it's like he hates these remedial classes, but he'll in a sense just kind of do it for Adi or Aki. I guess I'll just call her Aki for Aki's sake. But like, because that shows in a way how much he cares, Anyway, Summer 2. I always like, I gotta say, I'm always just kind of nervous about these episodes because I never know how these episodes will turn out. Well, more in the way of just like, I never know how long any of these episodes are going to be, given the fact they're blind and I have nothing planned out. But the cherry events more than anything, because we have super short cherry events or super long cherry events. Kind of the reason why the last two things were over an hour long. I didn't expect that, honestly. Anyway. Oh yeah, actually, we did see Youka and Adiu or Aki. I want to try using their first names because their first names are in theory easier. We did see a lot of Youka and Aki during the summer camp as Yuna, didn't we? Well, we saw a lot more of Aki, but still. At least something I really like about this relationship that's definitely very different from others is that Youka, or I don't know how you pronounce that name. Youka does kind of have Yuna to lean on in a way, because like while Yuna is familiar with all the girls in each relationship, Youka can at least talk to her about this. Like, Maki or Miki can't talk about it because they don't know. Well, okay, Maki and Miki's first is a very bad example actually, because they're not even a definitive relationship yet. But Youka can at least talk to Yuna about the whole kind of love and stuff. So that at least gives Youka kind of, a friend that she can fall back on. Which with Umi and Sasa you can say they have Nana, but that's a little different. So it's kind of good that she can actually talk to Yuna about the subject. It makes it easier for both sides. The only problem with that, though, is since these two seem to appear in a lot of scenes, a lot of the cherry events can get very samey. Well, you know, samey in the idea of if they're repeat scenes. Like, remember, I forgot what part it was, but Koba's first set of cherry events? One of those cherry events was pretty much the exact same as the main story thing. And here it's probably going to be the same idea, though. Hopefully not to the as bad as this extent as last time. You know, even now I still think this is a terrible idea. You know, I need to look up, I think I need to look up the definition of rock because, like, I know Koba's not using it in the sense with the definition in mind, but it's like, I feel, I'm not necessarily musically inclined, so I perhaps can't make a strong opinion on this, but I have a feeling Youka's using the word rock totally wrong in this situation. Like, most of the time, like, she overuses it and it gets kind of annoying. Yeah, I don't know. To me, confessions always seemed like something you handled between just the two people. It's supposed to be kind of almost like, well, you know, when you're confessing love is supposedly as deep as this. It's supposed to be like, I don't know. To me, it always comes off, seems like it should come off as like sacred or like at least between just those two people or something. When you confess just like your love to someone like in public, like, that's not inherently a bad thing. It definitely works, but I don't, like, I guess that's just me, though. Yeah, hopefully you guys are getting what I'm trying to say. Oh, I forgot this application. I proudly present to you shit. Here, Yuna. Yeah, okay, I can't remember exactly what she said, but I remember it being bad. Youka, I kind of still stick to the idea that you're kind of an idiot. Yeah, this is an example of what I'm talking about, of just kind of like, I don't, wow, there are a lot of events that happened here today, isn't it? Like, that scene, like, I remember the scene on Yuna's side being like, this one was composed less of dialogue and a lot more of inner thought. So, when it's like that, like I said, when it's less dialogue and more towards inner thought, it's a lot better, because the inner thought is the thing that makes the cutscene different. Or not cutscene, but scene different. In the previous example, when we met Youka for the first time, since that was a mostly dialogue scene, it was very similar. Here, not as bad. There, not as bad, because it was mostly a scene composed of inner thought. And, like, I give off the impression that I don't like these kind of repeat scenes, different perspective. No, I really like the different perspective on the same scene. It could really work. Just be careful how much of it is the same. I like how the transition effect just kind of moves like left, right, up, or down, just kind of depending. Oh yeah, no, I remember the scene actually a little bit. Oh my god. Oh, Yoka's speech sometimes literally frustrates me. It's 'cause of you. Like so like the whole like it's 'cause of you. That is a bitch to actually read, like in your head. There's some things that only work. There's some things that only work when you say them out loud. But when you actually typing it out on text, it looks pretty stupid. But it works. It does. It's not too distracting. But geez, sometimes it could be pretty annoying. You know, and then there's parts of repeat scenes like this where, you know, you get an extension or a different, you can kind of get an extension of the scene as well. This happens a bit with Amishima and Inamoto, but in the main story, with Amishima and Inamoto, whenever Yuna leaves those two, like B, like usually Hina's involved in those scenes too, whenever those characters just leave, and it's just Amishima and Inamoto, you get kind of an extension of the scene, which is kind of good. Like here right now, we just have Aki and Youka, so the scene is just kind of moving. Again, kind of moving. The scene's kind of moving forward, and now while it's a different scene, yeah. I gotta be careful about my rambling. Yeah, that's 100% right. Like being able to act quick is different from acting without thinking. Like like I don't necessarily think of Yoka's idea of think first, ask questions, like act first, ask questions later as a bad mentality, but it never seems to work in her favor. Like, yeah, there's things you won't know until you've tried it. But at the same time, you also have to be able to think about it afterwards. Okay, I just needed to check something for a split second. I keep forgetting to check what onigiri is. You know what? Fuck it. We're taking time out of the episode to do this right now, because clearly I have this bad problem of shit. An example of how bad I can be sometimes is I keep forgetting to check if Mina from Hyperdimension Neptunia is voiced by Karen Strassman or not, because that's what I keep thinking. But I'm not gonna look at that during a Kindred Spirits on the Roof video. But this has been bothering me forever. What is onigiri? Ah! This is where I've heard it from. This is the legend. This food, onigiri. It's a rice ball, but this food has a frickin' legend. This food is backed by a frickin' legend of an example of localization. For those who don't know, and I'm just going to fill it in, because it's actually very interesting. It's actually worth taking time out of the episode to talk about. Cause, why did I miss this the whole time? Onigiri is a rice ball, essentially. But the thing is, and you know, it seems more like kind of a custom thing in Japan. You don't see rice balls here like a lot. In fact, I've probably seen one, but I don't remember ever actually seeing one. It, you know, cultural differences and all. In the Pokemon anime, in the very first season of the Pokemon anime, they, believe it or not, localized onigiri as jelly-filled donuts. Like, seriously, just look up, like, just Google search, like, jelly-filled donuts or, like, jelly-filled donuts, like, rice ball or onigiri, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Just a simple Google search fixes it. So it's like, yeah, I've heard onigiri, the word, before, because a lot of people, for very apparent reasons, think that localization is absolutely stupid. They didn't even change what the food looked like. It was still just onigiri. And like, hell, even a kid who has no idea what that is knows that that's a very weird localization. So, yeah. Anyway. And watch this video now being over an hour long because of all of that. Yeah, this is another thing. It's like these two are just like, these two aren't necessarily as different as you'd expect. And hell, even this is even catching Youka off in the idea of just like, Aki is a very not a very casual person. Just like, you know, Aki takes things seriously, but she's not 100% serious 100% of the time. She just knows when there's a time to be serious and a time not to be. It's just like, yeah, like she can be casual and she can be like relaxed. That's also another reason why Yoka's antics don't seem to bother her but more fascinate her, because if she was 100% serious 100% of the time, we'd probably have more of an Amishima Inamoto situation going on here. But she can be casual, and so yeah. I also do have a theory that Adiu, I'm just gonna call her Adiu because Aki sounds too much like Maki, but I do have a theory that Adiu secretly has a super crazy side, if only because I feel that is something that this story would do. Because I've had times where I've had my expectations of a character betrayed. Like with Kitty, for example. She was a very different character. When we started getting into her head and seeing how she operated, she's a very different character than what you see on the outside. I'm not necessarily talking about a whole Two-Face situation, but when you initially meet a character, it's very different from when you actually get to know the character. So I wouldn't be surprised if Adiu was secretly crazy. And some people might ask, why particularly crazy though? And I guess this is more of my Kiss for the Petals experience talking. That is something I've seen a lot in certain animes, or even just Kiss for the Petals aside, anime in general, where you have that very neat and very composed character, but they secretly can be very crazy or like very out of character or unhinged. And Adiu kind of fits that perfectly. Some people can say Inamoto as well could also fit that. can fit that trait I'm talking about, but we've seen the inside of Inamoto's thoughts. She's serious on the outside and on the inside. Ariu, we don't know how far her serious stems in her inner thoughts. So, again, I have a theory that she's secretly just a tad bit crazy. This is crucial research after all, but I gotta be chill, super chill, so Aki doesn't notice. Oh, this is what she's trying to figure out. Youka, please tell me you're realizing that you're not doing what like, okay, you kind of expect this is kind of a comedy thing, but it's just like, gotta be cool, gotta be cool, gotta be cool. Enter instant panic mode. That was good, right? It didn't sound weird or anything. It's totally casual. Okay, now I see a lot more of how your brain works, Youka. Because, like, this, like, that was not casual. Like, yes, you could have picked worse opportunities to just ask that, but that was not chill. Oh. This is actually a very interesting counter question. Because it's very, like, how Koba goes about answering this question is very telling. It would be very telling. Even if she said like, no, there's no problem with that. How she answers, like, not only in words but in actions, could be very revealing of her, it could be very revealing of Koba's feelings. Especially with someone like Ariu, who would probably catch on to that faster than most. I wasn't expecting that counterattack. It's a huge problem, but if I say that, she'd figured it out, right? Okay, you at least noticed that. Would it matter if you became more than friends before that point? Like, I get you have a plan in mind, but you know what? A lot of, like, there's such thing as a happy accident, Koba. That's how I met my ex-girlfriend. Well, not met her, but that's how I, like, confessed to my ex-girlfriend, by total flippin' accident. I think I've told the story before, and even if I haven't, kind of a personal story, so I won't bother sharing it here. This is an example of how things are very telling. Youka is acting extremely nervous and is obviously hiding something, so this is just very telling. Yeah, and also your reaction to the answer to that question is like, There's a lot of whole thing about just reaction here. How you reacted, I'm pretty sure you've reacted in almost all the wrong ways. Like, I'm pretty sure she's figured you out. I'm pretty sure she's figured you out by now. Are you relieved? Yeah, no. Now I'm suspicious. You do realize there's still room for failure, right? Like, maybe she's not interested in you or interested in dating. I do agree with that whole mystery comment. Like, it's partly because we've never seen her perspective on anything, and even now, that's kind of... Even now, the fact that we have not seen her, even now, the fact that we've seen absolutely nothing in regards to any inner thoughts of Aki is actually very telling as well. Because, like, yeah, scenes are scarce, but this is, like, I don't think this is the first time we're repeating perspective. But this is one of the first times where, like, we have not gotten Aki's perspective yet, and we're in the second set of cherry events for this couple. So, maybe telling's not the word, but that puts a lot of interestingness on her character, and she's currently the only character. Well, that's not. Actually, never mind. We haven't seen the perspective of Hina, Anno, or Nena, but they're not even a couple. So I guess that doesn't count. But this is really the first time we're looking into a couple and we haven't seen the other person's perspective yet. And even with, like, you know, you could say with Maki and Miki, I think there was something similar in the pushover set of cherry events, but even then we switched perspective on those. So yeah, this is actually very interesting. Anyway, 4th summer event, and I think this is the last one? Yeah. And this scene is over. And this scene not over, but important because it's voice acted. But yeah, this is the scene I'm thinking about where she accidentally spills her plan of confession to Aki. And yeah, this is if not the last, then no, this is probably the last. We're on the cherry event in like 4. We don't generally have more than 5, I don't think so. That's actually a very cute CG. Aki's just petting her on the head.
Ooh. Yoku ganbatta na. まあ今まで遅刻してなければ補習を受けなくてもよかったんだが
I have to say, Aki, even now to me, still has kind of like a surprisingly deep voice. Like that's probably because for some reason, like, generally I like in anime especially, I never really hear girls with kind of deep voices. It's not unusual. It doesn't sound weird to me or is unusual. It fits her perfectly, frankly. Or that's how it sounds to me. But yeah.
ああ、まあそうだけどさ。
But then again, this is kind of that whole thing of for all I know, the voice acting in this game is terrible, but it sounds perfectly fine to me and I feel it fits. But again, this could be considered terrible because this isn't my language. Because Japanese isn't my language, or I don't really understand it, I can't make heads or tails of how this actually sounds. I think it sounds good though. I feel like emotions are being captured pretty well. So as long as I'm fine with it, I feel like voice acting in another language, I might be also less harsh on it. But it's like, it sounds fine to me, so it doesn't distract from anything and is pretty good. And if anything, yeah, I could turn the voices off if I wanted to.
音声テスト始めます。屋上のゆりれいさん。どう？聞こえてる？
I've never actually hit the test button on the voice. I wonder what that person's actually saying. I might just play the whole text out and actually try to figure it out. I know at one point they were saying the title of the game, and I think at one point they were saying testing, but whatever.
Ah, 今日で補習も終わりか。
そうだな。どうした？さっきは終わったって叫んでたじゃないか。
そうだけどさ。
もっとたくさん補習があった方が良かったのか？
いや、それもごめんコウムル。補習はマジ勘弁してほしい。
なら遅刻しないことだな。
よし、決めた。
That pat on the head must be very hypnotizing.
もう遅刻はしね
え。This is probably gonna be how she spills it too. because again, that pat on the head is apparently very hypnotic for her.
ほう、それはいい心がけだ。ぜひそうしてくれ。
あ、多分しねえ。頑張る。たまにはするかもしれねえ。
たまにもするな。
えだ。でもこれで夏休みの間は学校来ることないのか。
よかったな。ゆっくり遊べるだろ。課題もちゃんとやっておけよ。
秋と次会うのも9月になってからか。
そうでもないだろ。
え？
私も夏休み中ずっと学校に来るわけじゃない。他にも予定がないわけじゃないが、暇な日だってあるよ。
それってじゃあさ、暇な日どっかに行かないか。
暇な日ならな。
あ、そうだ、秋アイス好きだってこの間言ってたべ。そんじゃアイス食べに行こうぜ。
お、いいな。
俺さ、うまそうな店探しておいたんだ。
それは楽しみだな。それでいつにする？
それを
ぜひ行こう。行くと決めたらさっさと予定を決めよう。
ちょっと待った。 Just wait。スタジオ撮ってある日いつだっけかな。そうだ、帰って確認したら俺の都合のいい日教える。
ああ、それでいいよ。
だからさ、秋の携帯の番号とメアド教えてくれ。
いいよ。そういえばまだ教えてなかったな。今そっちに送る。
うわっ！
今送った。確認してくれ。
携帯のバイブか。お、来てる来てる。おっしゃやったー。
なんでそんなに喜ぶんだ？
いや、だってさ、秋の携帯の番号とメアドゲットするのが今日の目標だったからさ。
ほう。
I meant to say this earlier, but it's a little more appropriate now. Inner thoughts being spoken out were... Youka, I mean, I know where this is heading, and what I'm saying now won't do anything, but...
やりー、うまくいったぜ。
それは良かったな。
おう。
それじゃあ帰ってスケジュールを確認したらおし。陽花のおすすめのアイスクリームか。うん、楽しみだ。
任せろ。最高にクールなアイス屋案内してやるぜ。
アイス屋でクールか。
お、自分で言ってなんだけど、受けるとこかそこ。
いや、面白いだろ。陽花は私の知らないことをいっぱい知ってるからな。一緒に遊びに行くのが楽しい。
おお。でもな、お楽しみは夏休みだけじゃないんだぜ。
え
Uh-oh, this is where it happens.
とびっきりのやつを学園祭に仕込んであるんだぜ。
ほう。
俺さ、
ああ、そうだったな。何をやるんだ？
You know, at this point you've already said too much, but at least this would have been salvageable.
俺はロッカーだぜ。だったらステージ上がってやることは一つしかないだろ。俺のとびっきりのロックをぶちかましてやるのさ。
And if you just left it there, that would have been fine, but I could tell this is gonna only get worse.
それもたった一人に向けた愛の歌だぜ。誰だと思う？
Okay, you gotta be aware of what you're saying at this point. You're literally asking her to guess. You know, I try to do these like videos to calm down, but sometimes I'm not pissed, but sometimes they can really get me excited.
わからない。
もちろん秋に向けてだよ。ステージの上から秋に向けて最高の愛を歌にしてぶつけてやるぜ。
I wonder if this idiot's already realized she's confessed her love essentially by doing that.
ほう。
それがとってきのサプライズさ。
You idiot!
それ今言ってよかったのか？
Is it okay that you just told me?
いや、いい。なんでもない。本当に面白いな、陽花は。見てて飽きない。
おう。
うん、面白い。学園祭のステージ楽しみにしてる。
おう、頼むぜ。秋がいなかったら始まらないんだからさ。
わかった。
My plans are flawless, sure, buddy, sure.
最前列で待ってろ。
よし、わかった。ああ、そろそろ
もうそんな時間か。
陽花もそろそろ帰れ。私も仕事に戻る。
うん、そんじゃあ後でメールする。電話もする。
携帯は仕事中は切ってる。
夜とかにするぜ。さて、あっちいいけど帰るか。
夏らしいいい日だな。
だな。
陽花のおかげで今日まで有意義に休み時。
そっか、そいつは最高にロックだな。
ああ。
I would have loved it if Youka at just one point realized what she did and just been like, shit! But that's definitely not happening. I will say, like, sometimes I give the impression that I don't necessarily like this couple, and to be fair, it's not my favorite. But I do like, well, for one, I'm pretty sure it's going to work out because this is how a story works, but it's like, I hope it works out. Like, I actually just hope it works out because, like, while I haven't necessarily hit a click, I could see a dynamic here. And I see that this relationship probably would be good when it happens. So, yeah, I can, again, I might not always show interest, but I feel it's a good thing that I at least hope something comes out of this for both of them. And I really have nothing more to say. See, so next time on Kindred Spirits on the Roof, we'll be going to finish up the final cherry event with Summer Camp Task Force HQ. See you guys then.